Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Marlene if you're new here, and I am thrilled that you decided to check out my channel. Today I have a couple of Christmas crafting projects to show you. The first one is a nativity crèche or manger. I looked everywhere to purchase one, but even on Amazon and places like Temu, they wanted anywhere from $70 to $140 for them. So I decided I'm going to make my own. A quick trip to the dollar store to pick up some supplies, such as these sliced wooden pieces for $1.50, and this kit to make a little wooden log house for $3.50. I wanted it to look rustic, so I also grabbed these small pieces of driftwood, and they were $2. I also grabbed some other pieces that I thought would work for the floors, the walls, the roof, and some E6000 glue. In the log home kit, there were 2 different sizes of poles. I decided to make one wall out of these poles. Using my cutting tool, I cut the tips off of the long ones, and I used these as spacers between the short poles. I built one wall out of these and I put it on the left-hand side. Then using some of the other sections that I had picked up, I made the floor and a right-hand wall and the back. The little log cabin also came with some gable ends, which I used. And then I used the driftwood to make an outside stable for some of the animals. Next, I used some of the sliced wood pieces and made like a cedar shake roof, and I glued that on to the rest of the building. And then when it was dry, I stained everything. I added a star to the front to represent the Star of Bethlehem, and this is what it looks like all finished and placed in my decor. For my next project, I wanted to make a tree using some vintage jewelry. I simply used a styrofoam cone and I glued brown velvet ribbon around it to cover the whole thing. Then I started placing my vintage jewelry. Anything that was brown, cinnamon colored, or gold, I placed on here. There was a lot of bling, and some of it was very good jewelry. Name brands such as Weiss, and I didn't want to ruin it, so I didn't glue any of the jewelry on. I simply used pins, or the back of the brooch had a pin, and I used that, and I placed it on the tree. I used a monochromatic theme mostly for this tree. I have also collected some jewelry that is in the blue tones and some that is red and green. So I hope to make more than one of these trees, maybe for next year. This seems like a really easy little project to do. Not too many supplies are needed. But finding the vintage jewelry to cover these little trees is getting harder and harder to do, and more expensive. And now moving on to my third project, which is a glass snowman. In my last video, I posted where I had thrifted some glass rose bowls, and I found 3 different sizes, and that is what I wanted to make my snowman out of. So this is what it looks like. I used E6000 glue to glue the 3 together because it dries clear, and I filled the 2 bottom sections with plastic diamond looking craft items so that they would sparkle, and I simply put a light battery operated in the top section. And those are my 3 crafts for today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope everybody has a great week.